Good morning. Good morning. Happy Monday. Whew, this one is really interesting. It is great to see you. It has been a doozy of a week since last week, at least just for me. I am excited to be here Monday morning for my happy half hour, and I'm really believe it or not, I'm a little nervous about this particular one. And I think it's because of the topic. There's a part of me that was like, really, we're going to talk about fear? Why do we need to talk about fear? Fear just seems like one of those things that if you talk about it, more is going to show up. And it certainly feels like that this morning. And watch me, I'm like busy working on moving my own fears out because it's so silly. Let's say I've been doing this for a year and a half. So it is very, I'm used to it, right? Fear or not to fear. Anyway, so good morning, Robin, and good morning, Erin and Karen. It is great to see you. Um, I really want to put on glasses because I'm so used to having glasses. One of the things I can talk about today is actually the fear of touching your eyes because I got contacts last Thursday, and if I could tell you, you all can count this, how many times I go up to reach my glasses and push my glasses up or something like that. So there's a part of me that really just wants to put on my reading glasses so I feel really comfortable and then I can like talk. I don't know if any of you relate to that, but fear is the conversation for today. Fear, what does it look like for you? How does it show up for you? What are the things that you're afraid of? And this last week has been a really huge week for fear, right? For fear aspects showing up. Not only did we have a new moon this last week, I believe it was Wednesday evening, but we also had a bunch of things happening around the country, which just like everybody starts to go into fear, and it's not safe to go anywhere, and you really need to be in fear of what is going on out there. And so it's really a pertinent topic. It's really a helpful thing, and I can see already that my dog is sitting right here, like looking at me. You know, she couldn't come over 5 minutes ago, right? So my fear that I'm going to do, I don't know, she's going to go somewhere else. Let's see how that works. That I'm actually going to have something happen while I'm on a live recording will absolutely show up. So I'd love it if you would pop into the chat and maybe put something in there that's a fear for you. What is it that you are working on? What is it that you know when that thing shows up, you're like ready to flip out? I already know that there's a couple people on here who have fears of snakes and spiders and things like that. But, you know, what else shows up for you? How does fear play out in your life? And what is there to do about it? How can we move more of the fear out? I personally love the idea of getting rid of more fear, and I'm stepping into more love, right? Because that really is what alchemizes fear, is more love, when we can bring more love in. And, you know, fear can show up in hundreds of different ways. I think it is the most pervasive low frequency on the planet. No doubt. Good morning, Ava. Good morning, Cornelia. And good morning, Rick. It's great to see you all here. We're talking about what fear looks like. It's a big fear week. This last week was lots of fear showing up, at least for me. Maybe it hasn't shown up for you. And if it hasn't shown up for you, just turn me off and go do something else, because Lord knows you don't need to have any more fear in your life. So the piece that shows up for me is the things that I do, the places where I have to do something that is really uncomfortable for me. There was a time when doing Facebook Live was really, really uncomfortable for me. It started out in the beginning as I can do this because I had no idea what I was going to run into. But I absolutely, if you had to chart my fear, you know, it goes up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down as I do them, because there are times when I'm like, yes, I've got this. I can go and do this, and it's going to be really easy. And then there's other times where I'm like, why do I have to do this today? I would just love to crawl back in bed or not pay attention to any of this, and still I show up. So what thing is it for you that is just like, I will never, ever, ever do that? And then you find yourself doing it, and it's nothing like what you thought it was going to be. Good morning, Maggie, and good morning, Chelsea and Dorothy. It's great to see you. How does fear show up? Did you go into fear this weekend or whatever date that was that the shootings happened? And I apologize, I don't know the details because I don't watch those things, but did you go into fear? Did you go into it's not safe to do anything? It's not, we can't possibly go out to the mall. We can't possibly go shopping. Something is going to happen. And it's like, that is a really significant thing to happen for you. That first chakra, right? Our first chakra is our safety and our security. We need to know that we are grounded, that we can move around in our lives and feel safe and feel comfortable. And it is really important. So I could completely understand if that is something that is on your list. It makes total sense, and it is also makes total sense for the way to get a society to be dysfunctional. Maximum dysfunctionality. Maximum dysfunctionality is to put a ton of fear into the community and make people feel that they are not safe. Very base, right? Very base level first chakra. And we're actually, there's a lot of healing going on for everyone in that, so that you can have more ease around that, that you can have more comfort around that, that it's okay to show up. Earlier, I thought I was going to be talking about agreements and agreements that we make for how we are going to show up in the world and what we're here to do. And we all, and I guess I am, we all have our agreements. Our agreements are about, you know, who we're here to help, who we're here to serve, how we show up in the world. That we have millions of agreements that we make prior to incarnating into this lifetime. And one of those agreements is how you are going to pass away. What is going to be your agreement? And so most of us don't have an agreement for that to be the way that we're going to go. And so we're a whole lot safer than we think we are, but it is about, you know, putting more fear into the community, putting more fear out into the field. So yeah, it's really interesting how easy it is to control people, right? How easy it is to control people. So you're getting big healings on all of that, which is really awesome. To take it down a notch in another direction, do you have a fear about doing something for yourself, doing some kind of activity? Is there something that you've always wanted to do, but you knew you couldn't do it? Maybe this one is funny. I hope there's somebody who watches this at some point and sends me a message, because I'm specifically seeing the analogy of wanting to drive a race car. Isn't that one interesting? Wanting to drive a race car. If there is somebody who has always wanted to drive a race car but hasn't yet, please, 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 you've got to send me a message, because that one's just really cool and unusual. Good morning, Angela. It's great to see you. If there's something you always wanted to do, like driving a race car, or maybe it's somebody who's always wanted to go 100 miles an hour on a major highway, or maybe there is something else that you've always wanted to do. You've always wanted to travel. I have a son who does not fly well. And so it could be that you have a fear of traveling, a fear of talking to people, a fear of being out in the world and presenting as a certain way. There's so many different ways. Robin, I'm the one driving the race car. I think that's funny. I do drive a little sports car, and I do like driving fast. But maybe I want to drive my race car. Maybe there's some other things that you've always wanted to do. I love that this morning when I went to go make a cup of coffee, that I was actually heard to make the cup of coffee in my cup that I actually painted. And it actually looks better on the screen than I thought it would because it now has coffee in it. I actually love a lot of milk in my coffee. But painting, I actually painted this glass, and I've been spending the summer painting glasses and kind of playing with this whole idea of like, I'm not a painter, but look, I can actually paint on glass. I can actually do something with that. And so it doesn't have to be huge, right? It doesn't have to be a big thing that you've always wanted to do. It's just a thing that you're like, I don't know if I can do that. I don't know that I would be good at that I would be able to show up doing that. And so there's more of that. That is a level of fear, because see, fear doesn't have to be just oh my gosh, I'm petrified and I can't move. Fear can also just show up like, I don't think I can do that. There's no way that is me. I don't know how to do that. Eileen, I love that you showed up this morning, because Eileen is an artist, and the idea of painting things is just like, sure, that's easy. And off she goes, right? She doesn't have that fear, but she probably has another one. Good morning, Jill. It's great to see you. So I was telling you a couple minutes ago that this last week, I actually got contacts. And so I'm actually wearing contacts. I find it a little difficult, probably I'm just not used to it, of actually reading the words. And I feel like I kind of have to squint to read the words. But touching my eye, there's my thing, my eye, touching my eye. It was so much fun. And I got so I can put my contacts in fairly quickly, but I'm going to tell you a secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. Don't let anybody know. I still can't take them out. I still can't take my contacts out. And so luckily I have an awesome husband who's like, all right, I'll take them out for you. And he literally just opens my eye, reaches in, grabs the contact, and takes them out for me. But that's a fear for me. Somehow I'm going to scratch my eyes or do something to my eyes. And I haven't gotten over it yet. I'm still working on it. Moving more pictures that I'm going to do something that I'm not safe doing, that I'm going to do some sort of damage to myself. So watch me put on my glasses, because I think I can't actually read that. Yeah, that Dorothy, I love that one. Good morning, Gretchen. It's great to see you. I'm dealing with a fear of the direction of a business. I've been there, and like, what if it doesn't work? Don't we have that statement about a lot of things? What if it doesn't work? What if I put myself out there in some way and I get my hand bitten? Maybe I have a lifetime as a lion tamer or something like that. I get beat up, or I make a mistake, or it's wrong, or I'm not supposed to do it. Absolutely, there are a lot of fears around that. That what if I start to do something and it doesn't work out right? And I completely understand that. That's when we can line up with what we're supposed to be doing next. There's an undercurrent. There's a thread of grace and ease and trust and understanding that comes along with it, that gets wrapped up in it. But it is a process of being able to say, this is what I'm going to do, and know that this is what I'm going to do. When I heard that I was going to be teaching a class online, I was like, are you out of your mind? Who planned this? Who set this up? What do you mean I'm going to be doing that? And every week that I sit down to teach the class, there is a couple of minutes of, what if this doesn't work? What if I make a fool of myself? What if I can't actually get the information? And every week I take a deep breath and I trust that I wouldn't have been chosen for the job. I wouldn't have moved in this direction if it wasn't where I was supposed to go. And then I go and do whatever it is I need to do. So there is a huge opportunity when we look at something that we're afraid of. There's a huge opportunity for us to take a deep breath and ask for the healing, ask for the assistance to take this step forward, right? The picture that I'm being shown right now is probably about, wow, I don't even think I want to know how, 31 years ago. 31 years ago, I did this program. It was called the 6 Day. And in the program, it was actually 6 days long. We actually hiked up this mountain, and then we climbed up a ladder on top for a tree where there was a small platform, and it was a platform that was big enough for 2 people to stand on very closely. And I got strapped in, and it was doing, oh gosh, I always forget that. When you go down on a rope, somebody give me that information. I'm always like, where you get hooked up and you hold on to the rope. Everybody does it now. Now it's 30 years ago, no one was doing it. But the small platform, because it's not really important what actually happens afterwards, but it's a small platform. And at some point, you have to step off. You have to step off and be willing to, it's not rappelling, Karen, it's ziplining. There we go. Thank you. Ziplining. Yes, and as everybody puts it in, ziplining. That's what it is. As you step off the platform, you have to be willing to step off. It is the exact same thing for us here. And thank you guys for popping that in. Ziplining, you have to be willing to step off. There is a point where you come right up to where you need to make a decision, and that's where you ask for the healing, ask for the assistance, ask to have more of what is getting in your way, more of what is keeping you from taking that step. And I mean, at some point, somebody's either going to push you off, or you're going to eventually step off. Your soul is always in charge of your channels. Now that I look at it, I'm like, oh, dear Lord. I stepped off. And there was just a point where you stop thinking about it and you just trust, and you step off of that and off you go. You just head down towards where you're supposed to be, and it's all beautiful. And I remember this like it was yesterday. I had somebody tell me, wow, there's so much healing that's coming in around this for all of us, moving more of this stuff out. I remember somebody whispering in my ear and saying, don't forget to enjoy the view. Don't forget to look around. Like, if you're going to take on that thing that really goes, I can't do this. It's like, step up, right? Step up on the platform, put your toes on the edge, ask for the healing, ask for the assistance, ask anyone. Those of you that are in the mastery class that watch this, that are in the energetic architecture class, you have a whole bunch of resources available to you, a whole bunch of mentors and people who have volunteered their time to give you help. Those of you who aren't, have me. You can always send me a text and say, oh my gosh, I need help. I need a healing. Please, I'm ready to step off this platform, but I'm not sure if I can do it. I'm not sure if I'm ready to do it. But at some point, you just step off, ask for the healing, step off, and then don't forget to enjoy the view. Don't forget to enjoy the process. It's funny because I'm hearing this kind of chant in the back of my head. It's like, are you enjoying this process? Are you enjoying? It's like, yes, absolutely. Once I get started, I absolutely love being here and chatting with you on sharing this information, just how it happens to come in. Step off the platform after you've asked for the healing and enjoy the view, enjoy the process. Know that you are totally supported and protected, right? It's like this huge wrap of love and joy. And it's a process that we just, the more we do it, the more we're like, okay, I know I got this. I know I'm being supported. I know I'm protected. I know I can do this. Off I go. And so it's a great opportunity for us to see that zip lining. Zip lining. Why can't I keep zip lining in my head? So I have over the last week, I have gotten contacts and have learned to start touching my eyes, but not taking out my contacts. I have obviously been doing these Facebook Lives. You know, maybe for you, it's talking to someone. There's someone that you just really want to strike up a conversation with, but you're not sure what they're going to say. Good morning, Catherine. It's great to see you. You know, maybe that's going to be the thing. And I certainly have had a bunch of that this last week, lots of opportunity where I was like, I so do not want to go and handle this, but here I go. I'm going to pick up the phone and handle this issue, and off I go. There's lots of things that can be coming up for you. There's another one that's like, don't forget this one, don't forget this one. The money. How many of you are afraid that you're not going to have enough money? That money is not going to be there, is not going to be available for you, that you're not going to be supported, that in some way it's going to fall apart. It's like it's all going to unravel, and then you're going to be doing a so I had that happen this week too. That must be why I'm busy talking about this. I have had some money pieces unravel and some things show up that's just like, I don't this isn't working out how I thought it was going to be. Am I going to go into fear? Dorothy, I understand that, particularly if you are talking about creating a new business. It is, will it all be there? Will it be there as I need it? Am I going to run out of it? So I love that I'm being shown this picture of how it's like a fabric is all unraveling. But what happens is it's kind of like that puzzle last week. As the fabric unravels, show me, oh, this must be, Eva, this must be because you talked about Peru, because it is actually a really cool blanket. It's the blanket, it's like the blankets that you would get in South America, and they're kind of a heavier material, and they're showing that unraveling. But what is happening is it's unraveling up here, and it's being redone down here. The blanket, the quilt, the thing that you're doing, it absolutely is going to unravel, and it's going to change in the same way that that picture, the puzzle did last week. If you remember last week, I talked about there was a puzzle analogy where you did the puzzle and it had one scene, and then your soul picked it up and all the pieces fell away and it became another puzzle. It is the exact same thing. Sometimes your soul is going to yank the blanket out from underneath you, the rug out from underneath you. It's going to be like, nope, that's not what you're supposed to be doing. Eva, that's what it looks like for you, is that you were actually a no for going, and so it looks like it's unraveled, that it's about fear, but instead of it really being about fear, it's about that it isn't for you right now. It isn't for you to do. So I love that those things happen. We sometimes feel like things are unraveling, that things are falling apart, when they're actually not. It's actually, is it an opportunity for us to step forward and recreate what is there for us not to go into fear, to not be in a place of, I can't handle this, or my body can't handle this. Yeah, I just got that other piece for the fear that shows up. Good morning, Liz and Tina, Ulrike. It's great to see you. Hope you had a fabulous birthday. And Ashley, the place where we go into fear about not being able to handle something, for um, the pain, the fear, the anger, for all of that. That are we going to be able to do that? The new moon flipped a lot of us out, right? Our bodies went into, I don't know what this is. I can't do this. Getting more information to the planet. And suddenly our bodies started going, I don't know if I like this. I'm not sure this is for me. I am having a heart attack, or I feel like I'm doing this all by myself, that there's no one else here for me. And it's like totally not the truth of you. It is totally not what is there for you. There is another, another thing for you to trust, another thing for you to go, oh, wait, okay, I got this. A couple deep breaths. I'm okay. I can do this. I got this. I got this. I got this. I don't need that person to be there for me to be able to move forward. I don't need for that situation to look exactly like this in order for me to step forward. I can actually step forward and trust that it is going to show up. So for all of us who did that, OMG, it's a little crazy in here from the new moon, where we had I don't know if I can do this. I'm not sure what's coming around the corner. We're giving you big healings for all of that. And we want to remember that we stop and we ask, right? Okay, I feel that. I feel that information coming in. I feel that clarity coming in. And I feel the anxiety happening. I don't need to have that be me. I don't need to be anxious about what is going to show up. I don't need to be anxious about whether I have the support that I need. I don't want to be afraid that I'm not listening to what is next for me. Wow, look, I can actually sit and say, can I please have a healing on that? Can I please have some more information? Can I please have some more trust that this is absolutely what is next for me? And then step into that. I'm seeing it almost like, where is that? We're like in a cave, in a place where it's gotten a little scary. It's in a cave, not very far into the cave, but that place where it's like, I need to move forward. I need to step through this situation, but my body is stopping me. I don't know what's around the corner. I'm not sure that there isn't going to be a drop off, and that I'm not going to fall 100 feet to my death. There is no drop off. It is ask for the help, ask for the healing, ask for your body to be calm, ask for some grace, some ease, ask for some more love. Please let me feel some more love, and be okay to just stop and feel it, and then go, okay, now I'm going to take the turn. Now I'm going to go around the corner. Now I'm going to trust that the next thing is not some sort of bus or train or something that is going to pop out and scare the shit out of me and make me afraid. But I'm going to trust that this is the next thing for me, that this is where I'm supposed to go. It's such a beautiful opportunity for us to just trust more, and to ask for some more love. Huge. Ask for love every time you go into fear. Remember that love is the answer. Love is what helps move more of that fear. I can love myself. I can trust myself. I can love that other person. I can know that it's all good exactly as it happens. It is a beautiful opportunity for us to heal our own fears, to heal the fears that other people have, and for us to just keep moving forward, moving forward, moving forward. Just remember that when you take that step, when you step off, to enjoy the view, to trust that it's happening exactly as it's supposed to, and to know that you are totally loved, supported, and protected. I love you guys. Hope you have a great week. Take care.